El Harchi has made it 2-0 Yale. Her first goal of the year has her clear of Charlotte Welch and climbing the ladder on the Yale all-time points list. Her senior year, in all likelihood, barring catastrophe, she'll be the #1 all-time scorer in this program when this season comes to a close. And off to a fast start. She has one. Anna Barkman, who led the team in scoring last year, has one. And Uma Cormier with a couple of very tough stops in this second period. So it's just 2-0. Cormier, the freshman, her second game in a Princeton uniform. Cohen couldn't get it past D'Antonio. This is the top line for Yale. Stainton on the cycle. Harchi wheels, centers looking for Moon. Boyarsky, one time teed up by Stainton, catches the glass. Such good puck movement, even 5-on-5 by Yale. You really saw it on the power play, but they can move at even strength too. Gabby Kim trying to slip past Harchi, that would have been pretty. Fillier can't keep it alive with the twig. Boyarsky for Harchi. Good step up by Steph Wallace to interrupt. Now here comes Fillier. Fillier in, Fillier tripped up and draws the penalty. She made a lot out of that from Emma DeCorby, but you know what, DeCorby needed to do that to stop one of the best in the nation.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of cutting in, and she might be looking for the penalty there a little bit, of where she's drawn into the defender, she gets slashed down, and she's doing all that she can. I mean, if you can't get the scoring chance, at least develop a scoring chance out of a power play.
DeCorby had a step on Fillier, and as fast as Sarah is, she was never going to make up that ground in such a small amount of space inside the blue line.
Especially coming from the outside there, it's very difficult to kind of make a great scoring chance out of this. But right now, it'll be interesting to see if the Tigers are able to, develop that passing from the point and just control puck again. They did pretty well in the first power play. They had nice puck control. It's about that finish, however.
Wonder trying to center. Was parried away by Poniatovskaya. Now Fillier. You see Paul waiting for a one-timer. She'll tee it up, stopped by Dukarich. Fillier keeps it alive. Paul cannot. Now has to chase it down. Bargman got the stick down trying to intercept. Now here's Monahan. Monahan leaves it for Wonder. Monahan cycles. Here's Fillier. Around Olivia Moon. Twists around. Johnson, Monahan, Paul waiting. Paul for Monahan, a little bit behind her. Now Johnson, Wonder, tried to feed it back to Paul, who wasn't in the area. Now Wonder, Johnson and Moon came together behind Dukarich's net, and it's given up to Bargman and cleared with under a minute to go in the power play.
You could see in that play a couple of areas where players are going to learn from this, of where it would look like Izzy Wonder trying to do a backdoor pass, hoping that Sarah Paul moved in. But if anything's going to get by Dukarich right now, I think it's that Sarah Paul shot from the point, of where she's able to get some room, she can really rip it.
Well, they're doing what I think the coaching staff would ask of them, and move the puck, get Dukarich moving, but they are not filling the space expected. Now here's D'Antonio chipping it to herself, but Cormier gets back. That's a chemistry thing, right, Sean? Eventually they will figure out where their teammates are going to be in that power play.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably just save that, highlight for what it is right now, and you'll see that goal happen in December or, January, what have you, of where once you get those opportunities and you kind of are able to go, okay, I know what she wants to do. I'm not looking for a clean pass. I'm looking for a deflected pass, and I'm going to be able to get by that back door.
Well, the power play is over. Princeton now 0 for 2. And Yale up 2-0 in their first game of the year. O'Leary. Now Harchi. Yale really looking to stretch here. Boucher interrupted by Wallace. Stand-up check by Izzy Wonder on Naomi Boucher. Wenzel Turned over, Wallace shot, fought off by Dukarich. Villiers from the corner. Poke check by Gilkison. Wonder turning around, Gilkison looking for the penalty. Still stick still up in the midsection, no call. Boucher, Wonder trying to sell that a bit. Harchi has one, centering feed. Boucher, no, kept it out. It rang off the crossbar and never crossed the line. El Harchi, as good of a goal scorer as she is, did such a great job there, Sean, waiting for the D to step, getting the bite and dishing.
Yeah, I mean, she's able to find that room, and it's all about kind of changing your speed, and that's probably one of the biggest things for her game is where if you try to go too fast, she'll put on the brakes and just create enough separation from you, and that's what makes really this top offensive line for Yale so big.
Monahan looking for Chong in the middle, too far for her. Chong chases it down. Top of the circle waiting. Chong shot through traffic. Handled by Dukarich with O'Leary right in front.
Yeah, I love this. I love that scoring shot opportunity there from Chong of just going across screen. And here we're going to get another look, from the side for Yale. There you see clearly crossbar. That sound that you love to hear as a goaltender, whether it's a post crossbar. And good job by the Tigers there to get around, lifting sticks and making sure there wasn't a second opportunity that came out of that.
That was Sarah Paul right on the goal line. Yale has been really adept at patient puck handling and passing in the last couple of years. Why they're so good offensively, they do not rush the play. They wait for their opponent to make the first move, and then they'll play to open space.
Yeah, they set a tone. I mean, that's what they do when they have their pressure, and then they try to force you to do the same. And here's going to be O'Leary actually drawing a call rather than taking one at this point, and the Tigers are going to go back on the power play.
Jordan Ray for holding, and this was pretty clear.
Yeah, I mean, you got the arm. It's a nice stop there, stutter step, and going around. Once you lift your hand off your stick and you just put it around the player and got a kind of a bear hug there. Seeing a discussion by all the referees here. I don't know what that could possibly be about at this point, but that's a pretty clear play there.
I do wonder, because O'Leary went to the boards maybe with her numbers to Ray, if there's a boarding discussion potentially.
Yeah, I mean, it's so tough on those of it being flagrant in that regard. So I don't know. We'll see what's going to come out of this one, if they're going to go discuss that this one isn't even coming from the coaching staff. Sometimes coaches will put in kind of a challenge for something like this, but refs are going to look at it themselves. So we'll get another look as we queue up some replays and whatnot.
Our officials tonight, by the way, Daniel Goslin and Pierce Marston are the referees. Brendan Vigorito, Andrew Leonardo are the linesmen.
Even if this amounts to nothing for the Tigers, you're resting up your top squad. You're able to kind of draw something up here, and while they've had good puck movement, if anything, I'm queuing in on Sarah Paul right now, because her shot is not something you can really defend against if you give her, any kind of zone time. And there's enough skill anywhere else on the ice that if you give, Izzy Wonder down in the middle, if it's Paul, if it's Philly on the outside, there's opportunities everywhere else. It's really want to see if we get here. Let's see another opportunity here. A high stick here from O'Leary. Earlier, kind of like on a turn.
So that would be
so this is what they're looking at. So if they're making.
What a turn of events that would be.
Yeah. I don't know if she's kind of spinning like a top, if she was tied up, and that's why she's turning around there.
You're responsible for your own stick.
Absolutely.
And if Marston and Goslin determine that this was penalty worthy, then it'll be even strength, 4-on-4.
And for O'Leary, already had 2 in the box so far. I mean, she had such a great opening weekend. I mean, they changed her line mates around a couple of times. You saw, really confident kind of deking skills, and just, taking some penalties, put your team in a hole. And let's take another look. And this is exactly what the referees are looking at there, of what may have caused this high stick of where she comes into the corner. Again, you're responsible for it, and she might be trying to pull so hard that that's what snaps her around. But I can't quite tell. Oh, we still got looking over it. So I don't know if this then becomes just a 4-on-4 or how the explanation might go on this point, but they haven't queued up O'Leary to head towards the box.
Mark Bolding getting the explanation from Daniel Goslin. And I don't know, you want to read body language. Mark doesn't look terribly enthralled, but we'll wait and see what the call is.
My belief here is if you're not talking to Karamori, you're not thinking of really making the call at that point, because usually you probably go to the coach that's going to be most upset.
Yeah, and oftentimes you've got one referee is assigned to each coach.
Yeah, but that's tough where if you have only one that's looking at it the exact,
right,
at the time, that they're going to have to explain from both sides. So after all that, we have a Tigers power play. So it's O'Leary drawing rather than going, and let's see how the Tigers are able to set up for this power play.
They are 0 for 2 with the advantage so far. Corby closing out on Paul. Wonder in front. Fillier, backdoor looking for Johnson. That was well set up. Maggie Johnson slipping from below the goal line out of nowhere. Fillier. Centering one time by Wonder, interrupted on its way in by Bargman. Johnson off the back of the cage, it flipped up off of Dukarich. Paul. Fillier. Best looking power play of the night for Princeton. Fillier's shot. Dukarich got a piece. Wonder got dumped in front of the net by Poniatovskaya.
Yeah, she's had a tough night out there in front of her. She's got some bumps and bruises.
So is Wonder. She gets dumped again. Twice now. DeCorby got her. The shot came high. Paul. Paul maneuvering. Sarah Paul whistled it wide. Fillier. Johnson, cross ice, Paul with the glove, settles, Fillier walks, Fillier fires, Dukarich again.
Yeah, Wonder pretty upset in front there, has been taking absolute beating from defenders. DeCorby had a couple of extra licks in there, and she took a couple of shots of herself. Let's take a replay of this. A really good puck control here. Fillier putting in front, lots of traffic, looking for the top of the net. Not much for you able to deflect there necessarily, but you had Wonder being knocked down again. So looking at PP2 here coming out for the Tigers.
Olivia Moon clears. D'Antonio pressuring Kim. Gabby Kim able to slip free. Skating right through center. Too far for Cohen. Moon trying to wrap and does all the way down. That first Princeton unit had the puck in the Yale zone for about 1:15. Nothing to show for it, but some great chances.
And continuous pressure here from the Bulldogs.
Even shorthanded.
Yeah, they're not able to get it out of the zone cleanly, and even on the dump in, Tigers are not able to kind of hold the zone. So as we are going to go back to 5-on-5, important to kind of finish up the period strong here.
Yale now 3 for 3 on killing. Stopped by Dukarich off Cohen. Keel tried to get a whack at it. Boyarski throws Cohen to the ice. And Yale is not afraid to throw the body around in front of Pia Dukarich tonight. Cohen. Long stretch looking for Keel. To Corby. Icing, and Princeton's going to draw something up here with 14.9 to go. Top line coming out.
Yeah, for the Tigers, again, you take what you can from that first power play unit. They had some close ones, but still, like, not getting that bang kind of pass play on there. Not really a lot of Sarah Paul action in terms of her shot. Really important thing for when you got a player like Sarah Paul, that circle, you got to get the puck on the stick. You can't really put it in her feet. It's all going to be about that left to right movement, keep the goaltender moving. If you got Dukarich moving left to right, it's going to be a really tough shot to stop.
Clean win. Monahan's shot blocked on the way in. Fillier centering try, got turned aside. Fillier with it. Monahan, 5 seconds to go. Throws it on Cage. Wonder's deflection goes wide. Wonder trying to throw it in front last second, and that is how the second period will end, with a flurry by the Tigers, but Pia Dukarich standing tall, and Elle Harchie with a rip for her first of the year. 2-0 Yale.